Okay, so today's lesson is on line plots, using and making line plots. So a line plot uses marks to record each piece of data above a number line. It helps you see groups in a data. Looks just like this. X stands for one student. So I want to know how many students have 6 letters in their name. Let's look. It says find 6 on the number line. The 6 stands for 6. The 6 stands for 6 letters. Oops. The 6 stands for 6 letters because that's the number of letters in our first names. So that 6 means 6 letters. There are also how many X's on 6? 1, 2, 3, and 4. They go above 6. So there are 4 students that have 6 letters in their name, just like that. What number of letters was found most often? Most often means most. What's number of letters was found most? If you look up who has the biggest number of X's, it's 5. 5 letters was most. Just write a sentence to describe the data. So we haven't had to do this before, but it says write a sentence to describe the data. Let me get my book to double check. Let's see. All right. So we can say students have between have between 3 and 8 letters in their first name. Students have between 3 and 8 letters in their first name. The next question says, how many letters are in your first name? Well, this is individual to you. So, what might not be the same that Anna is. Joe would have 3, Anna would have 4. In my case, I have 7 letters in my first name, but yours will be different. I'm gonna make that asterisk just to let you know. Yours will be different. So this is put an X above the number of letters in your first name. Well, I have 7. I would put an X right here. If yours isn't on there, draw the number line out. All right. So we cannot do this page. This is an in-class assignment. Okay. So we have to skip this page completely. This is an in-class assignment that we'll go back and do. So for 126, go ahead and skip it. We will not be doing it yet. Okay. All right. So it says measure the length of 3 drawing tools from your desk to the nearest inch. Combine your data with several inches. So I've done this earlier, so I'm going to say I have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I looked around my desk and found things that were 3 inches through 7 inches. I only found one thing that was 3 inches. I only found one thing that was 4 inches. I found 2 things that were 5 inches. I found 4 things that were 6 inches. And I found one thing that was 7 inch. Okay? So I don't keep much on it. The most that I found were 5 and 6 were the pencils, but I'm not going to use all of them because there's hundreds. So we have 4 for 6, 2 for 5, 1 for 4, 1 for 3, 1 for 7. So down here would be inches, because that's what we're measuring, length in inches. And we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 3 would have 1x. 4 would have 1x. 5 would have 2 x's. 6 would have 4 x's. And 7 would have 1 inch. It would look just like this. And it says, what length appears the most? Well, all we have to do is look at the graph and look. Oh, there's a lot of 6. A lot of 6. This is what this one would look like. There's a lot of 6. Number 4 says, the gardening club members recorded the height of their avocado plants to the nearest inch in a line plot. Write a sentence to describe what the line plot shows. Well, we can look. The avocado heights are between 6 and 12, with 8 being the highest. So, the avocado plants should spell it right because it's in a sentence. Are between 6 and 12 inches, with 8 being most often. The avocado plants are between 6 and 12 inches, with 8 being the most often. So a lot of the avocado plants are at least 8 inches tall. Okay. And if you look on the graph, the one that has the least amount is 10. There's only one avocado plant that has 10. This kind of looks like a tally chart without tallies. How many more plants are 9 and 10 inches tall? So we got to combine it, than 6 and 7 inches tall. So, or 8 and 9. So I want to put in parentheses right here, 8 and 9, because we're going to add 8 and 9 up from up here. How many do they have? To 6 and 7. So 8 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put 5 right here. Plus 9, which has 1, 2, 3. So 5 plus 3 equals 8. So there are 8 plants that are 8 or 9. And I'm not going to put a plus sign here because that might make you think you're going to add. I'm going to put a comma or a forward slash. So 8 and 9 is 5 plus 3. And 6 and 7 is 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3, and that equals 6. So how many more plants are 8 and 9 inches tall than 6 or 7? So how many more? We got to subtract. 8 minus 6 equals 2. 2 more plants. 2 more plants. Just like that. This explains it to me. How many plants are taller than 8 inches? So it has to be bigger than 8. So I can't count 8. But all these plants, 9, 10, 11, and 12, are taller. So I'm going to count the x's past 8. I can't count 8. It's taller than 8. So 1 plant, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plants. If it said 8 inches and taller, I would count 8, but it's taller than 8 inches. So all these are taller than 8 inches. Addison made a line plot to show the height temperature for every day of 1 month. What inference, which means what can we guess, can you make about what season this is? So look at the temperatures. 101 one day, 103 one day, 107 a bunch. It's really hot. So what season do we think that is? We know when you combine what you see, you already need to come up with an idea. You are making an inference. You can use what you know about weather and the data in the line plot to make an inference about the season. You know that the numbers in the line plot are the high temperatures recorded during the month. So we kind of already know. Well, let's keep going. The highest temperature that was recorded, 115 degrees. That's the highest. Don't get confused. These are not the highest. That's just the days that they had most. Okay. This is not the highest temperature because it has the highest number of X's. The highest temperature only has 2 X's, but it was 115 degrees. So the highest temperature recorded was 115. The lowest temperature was recorded, and it's not ones with none. It's the bottom. It's 101. And the temperature that was recorded most often, now you look at your X's, and that's 107. So since all of the high temperatures are greater than 100, you know that these days are pretty hot. So we can take a guess, and we kind of know that the season will be summer. The season will be summer. It says use line plots to make data. All we're going to have to do is look at this chart. For example, there's one sold for $11, so I'm just only going to put 1X. There's 0 sold for 15, so I'm not going to put an X. There's 2 sold for 16. So fill in your line plot with these X's and make them nice and neat. And number 2 says how many shirts sold for $13 or more, which means you got to include 13 and up. Intent. Students right, so I have another problem. I'll do 5 with you. It says how many days did she record? Or let's say were recorded. How many days were recorded? So all you guys have to do is go back up to this chart and count how many days, okay? How many days? I'm not going to do that for you. You just count the number of X's. Remember this one, nearest 10. 517, we're doing 10, so we underline the 10, look at the 7. The 5 stays the same. 17 is between what's 2 10s? We know it's 10 and 20. Whatever number you pick out of this has to go beside this 5. Nearest 100, same thing. 262 is between what's 200s? We know it's 200 and 300. Is this, we're rounding the hundreds, so we look at the 6. Is this 6 going to make us go up or go down? You guys can tell me from there. And that's a pretty quick lesson. So finish the practice homework, and then we can work on this page as an in-class activity. Have a good one.